following is a GNC podcast production. Welcome to Geek Addicts, a pop culture podcast.
Hello and welcome to Geek Addicts, the pop culture podcast where we watch movies that I'm surprised Disney actually let slide by. My name is Matt, crawling straight out of the void. With me is my co-host, Bill. How you two going?
It's going great. I just slept for like 2 hours because I fell asleep on my couch again. Because that's part of being an adult, I guess, nowadays.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. We also have a guest today. Hello, Cyndi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
ADHD right now.
No worries. I took Alex to the dump this morning. We had to get rid of.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you had to get rid of her. Take your sister to the dump.
She'd find her way back, most likely. But no, we had to get rid of pounds of cardboard because cardboard just piles up everywhere, and they won't give her a recycling trash can for whatever reason.
Yeah, that happens. We definitely end up with a lot more cardboard and paper bags than we'd like.
Well, you order anything from Amazon nowadays, and you get like a giant cardboard box for like a thing of toothpaste, because that makes sense.
We usually burn it, but it's been red flagged for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the burn ban or whatever.
It's been dry. We haven't had rain in a while, which is surprising because it rained pretty much every weekend during the summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Oh, so I came up here. So I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it on the show before, but I record in my aunt's old childhood bedroom at my grandmother's house. And I don't know if she was over and she was cleaning up or like moving stuff around, or if my grandmother was up here or something. But like I came up and like things were shifted around, and I found this right where I keep my laptop when we record. Remember these?
Oh, is that one of those like metal, the Pokemon cards that used to be in the Pokeballs you could get at like.
There's a Burger King.
Burger King, that's right.
Yeah, Burger King, when they had the little Pokeballs and there'd be like the little like golden Pokemon card inside.
Were those the Pokeballs that were like? Were those the Pokeballs that caused like the big pandemic because they were killing people?
God, I couldn't tell you, man.
Well, I'm glad I was poor and didn't go to Burger King as a kid, because Jesus.
I went down one of those rabbit holes where you watch like just like the most random YouTube videos, and I watched an entire like 20-minute documentary on, I guess, like these like there was like Pokemon like kids meal toys that were killing people, and I was like, oh, that's great.
Jesus,
good to know.
How were these killing people? Would they make it with lead or something?
No, I guess like the way they were designed is like they would get caught on like infants' faces, and they just like the suction, they couldn't get them off.
Who the fuck's putting it on?
Why? Who the fuck is giving infants fucking?
It was just like it was like a thing where they would just like, well, they'd get it as a toy, and then of course it would just inevitably end up there, and like parents would be in another room, and then they'd,
Well, parents back then,
Well, I mean, even parents now. Remember when we went to Universal and we saw that little baby playing with a bottle cap?
I could have killed those parents. Oh my God, I could have killed them. I like said something because like it's like what, a 1-year-old with like a Gatorade cap in his mouth, and I said something because like I'm a parent and like your kid's gonna fucking choke to death. Part of my French. I think they were like French or something too because they didn't speak our language, and they say thank you. And then 2 seconds later, the kid has the same thing right back in his mouth. I'm like, you know what? I'm on vacation. If that kid dies, I did my best. Like, God, sucking on caps.
Well, it's like nowadays they're either just not paying attention or they give them unlimited access to the internet. No.
Yeah. Either case is not good.
I take my chances giving my kid a bottle cap these days.
Well, I was on Reddit recently, and it was one of those like rage posts, and like I was looking in the comments, and someone was like, "Imagine if a kid came across this." And my comment was, "Why is the kid on Reddit?" like that's my question. Like,
no shit.
You take one wrong turn on Reddit, and you're seeing some shit that you'll never unsee. So,
So I ended up I watched a show this week, a little bit longer than I've been leaning lately, because I didn't realize how many seasons there were. But I watched Dr. Stone this week.
Alex always says that one's very, very good.
I liked it a lot. You know, it reminded me a lot of Slime, but without like the fantastical elements of it.
Oh, okay.
Like, because in both cases it involves like the main character kind of trying to advance a society and like build things up, but like in this case, it's in the real world after like a weird event that turns everybody into stone, and he just happens to awaken, and he's like, "Well, fuck, I gotta kind of restart society."
Yeah, Alex was telling me about that. I've been interested in checking that one out. I have like 12 different shows that like Alex has been like, you need to watch these. And I'm like, Alex, I have barely enough time to watch TV as it is. Yeah. So
I feel that, man. But no, Dr. Stone it's really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It has very, very fun vibes to it.
Nice.
And was it last weekend, Cyndi? We picked Naruto back up and we watched some more episodes.
You what?
We watched some more episodes of Naruto in the past week.
Oh yeah. Yes, we did.
You finally got to see the Gaara Rock Lee fight.
Oh,
was that the one where he Super Saiyans?
Yeah, he did go Super Saiyan.
That's you guys watching original Naruto right now, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember you guys were watching Shippuden a while back. So.
Just Matt. I thought you were watching it.
Shippuden. No, I'm watching Boruto.
That's a struggle.
Well, I stick to the manga stuff, the manga canon stuff, which is actually really working out for me too, because like the animation quality and the music and everything hits way harder whenever it's something's manga canon. It's like they go out of their way to try harder whenever it's something that's in the manga. So it's like if you just watch that stuff, it's really good.
But you need those like arcs of Bardo just reverting back to being a little shit for no reason, just for character.
Yeah, because that's how you build character. That's right.
Matt, I can see out the window. Can you fix that? Sorry, the cars. I can see the cars going by, and I keep.
No, I can't. Well, I mean.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hang on. How the hell do you even? Oh, there we go.
Oh my god, so many cars.
We haven't been visited by our friend Mr. Car yet. Like in every episode.
That prick lives right down the street. I know who it is because there's one. I know you guys said you think it's just all of them, but there is one particular little Civic Subaru little pompous prick. He lives right around the corner on the street with Xander waits for the bus. I swear to God, one of these days, cup of milk right on the windshield.
It really is more than just him, though. There's a lot of people who just fucking zoom down this road.
There really is, but like those little Subaru whatever cars, like they're so loud. There's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes, Dr. Stone, very good. I'm gonna try to get me and Cyndi watching more Naruto, at least because I at least want to get through the arc we're on, and then if we want to take a break from there, we can. But leaving it mid arc just kind of makes me feel dirty. You know what I mean? It's like stopping a movie halfway through. It's like you don't want to do that.
Yeah. I always remember some people always saying like, "Oh, I watch movies in sittings," and I'm like, "How do you like break a movie up into like 3 parts like when you're watching it?" That's just I've never been able to understand, because it's like you got to know what happens. Like you can't just like stop and then come back and be like, "Well, shit, I don't remember what happened."
Yeah, it sucks when it happens.
Well, it's like Cyndi when we watched when we went to go watch The Quiet Place the first time, and we watched like the first maybe like 10-15 minutes, and then we were like, we need to wait until it's dark out because that'll make it more scary. And then we waited until it was more dark out, and then all the tension was broken by the time we started it again.
Yeah, because like it's because it's a quiet movie, so like all that angst that you feel, it just goes away, and you can't jump back into that. It's a build-up movie, like.
Yeah,
I was so mad. Never get that back.
Once the tension is broken, there's no going back.
Oh, you can see Rocky, Matt. I put Rocky up, and I put Goku and Shenron.
Nice.
And
I got a couple of those up here. I got the Edward Elric and Broly choke slamming Goku.
Yeah, I need to get my Avatar one up.
Choke Superman. I mean,
you got everything. Don't even brag. Shut up, Bill. He's got it all.
I just got I got the waifu wall back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, like you guys have 2 cool pictures each. I have like a house full of awesome brag stuff.
I mean, I got
literally a wall of wives. That's ridiculous.
got a fucking bobblehead of Jeff Gordon. That's something.
Oh, jeez.
I've been just trying to build this setup for like the couple of years we've been doing this now. So,
it's funny because you've been posting the older video versions of the podcast, and it was kind of funny like looking at those, like because I hadn't really like set my place yet that I do my podcast, and I think you were still kind of figuring out how you wanted to have it set up because you changed a couple times too, and it was just kind of funny.
Oh yeah, this whole shelf thing
difference
didn't exist for like the first like year, and then I bought that last year, like at the start of this year. I think these used to be over there behind me at one point. These pictures have moved all over the place.
Yeah,
it's been a process trying to build this up.
Yeah, Cyndi, if you look to the top right of his video feed, it's a poster of one of his podcasts.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
oh, well, aren't you fancy there, Mr. Fame guy?
It was a present from my mother. So.
Oh, that's even better. Oh, I love that.
And most of the other things I have around here are just art conventions and stuff. Like these game controllers, those are both from Rhode Island Comic Con at one point.
Oh yeah.
See, he's just got cool stuff. You know how long it took me to be and his stuff, my cool stuff that I've put up so it like makes me feel comfortable. It's not gonna last. My daughter's gonna ruin it immediately.
Yeah, she does that.
You have like, oh God, I wish I had a bro pad. Nowadays, I could turn into a bro. I could turn into a bro, leave you, take all the money you have. Just kidding. And have my own bro pad. You can keep the kids. I'm taking the cat.
Okay. Fun stuff.
I like to dream.
That's a hell of a dream, I'll tell you.
Matt's like, please do it.
What the hell am I going to do with the kids?
I don't know. Raise them to be good, like you.
Yeah. I don't know how to do that.
He's like, don't be mentally unstable like mommy. See what happened to her?
Jesus Christ.
Although I'd be living a life, bro.
Your bachelor pad?
Yeah.
You'd be playing
with
so
my
much
trinkets.
Hogwarts Legacy?
I'd play a lot of things. I would have a life and eat lots of Thai food with Coca-Cola in the can because that just makes it right. Anyways.
Not the Thai iced coffee?
Oh, that'd be my morning, you know.
Fair. So, we should
transition into the
topic.
Yeah, we went a little left field there.
Well, it's kind of funny. Like, by the time this comes out, it'll already have been out for a while. But me and Alex, we didn't have a topic for our recording last night. So we literally just decided, let's just shoot the shit and see what happens. And it was chaotic on a lot of levels.
Was that the one
I
that
love
came out
that.
today?
No, that's gonna be it's gonna be a couple weeks from now. So
Yeah, because I was gonna say because we still have to record episode 200. The one you released today was 199.
yeah, we recorded the one after 200, so it'll be
Gotcha.
it'll be interesting. That'll be out by the time this comes out. So yeah, I'm sure that was a fun time.
We worked out a topic yet, or are we still getting there?
We'll talk off camera. We have some ideas.
Okay. Sounds good.
Secrets.
But speaking of topics, we should probably transition into that. We're doing a movie review again. It's been what was the last movie review we did?
It was the last live action, I believe, unless you want to talk like movie.
Yeah, I guess it was actually probably the Zom 100 movie. I think about it. So actually, we talked about a movie pretty recently. I don't even remember our episodes.
But I think this is the first Western movie we've covered.
Well,
what did you just say?
Do you count Netflix Death Note as a Western movie?
I guess so.
Oh, what?
Like a Western movie, like a movie from the West.
Oh, I heard you. I just did not connect.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Is that what they're saying? Is that what the people are saying?
Yeah,
is that it's a Western?
No, not like a Western, like a spaghetti Western. I mean, like East versus West, like not from Japan.
This is a.
What are you talking about? I meant like boom boom, like cowboys, like boom boom, bam bam.
I mean,
cowboys.
There was a cowboy in this movie.
A cowboy. It was Matthew McConaughey. I guess if that counts fully, it is a. What Western are you talking about?
So we're talking like weeb brain right now. Like basically, when you're thinking like Japanese media now, because Japan's considered like the East. It's a kind of diverged from like the term like Western RPG, which is essentially like kind of like how like most RPGs are mostly known to become from Japan. The ones that are made over here are generally referred to as Western RPGs because we're
I see.
West.
You guys are being smarter than me because I was like East Coast, West Coast. I wasn't. There's world out there. There's a whole world out there.
East West.
Yeah, my bad. That was my stupidity. Go ahead about the Deadpool Western. Continue.
Yeah. So a previous episode we had talked about the MCU kind of as a whole, which for me was mostly up until Endgame because I can't tell you anything about any of the movies after Endgame. But
fuck.
For this episode, we're going to be covering Deadpool and Wolverine, the most recent. Is it the most recent MCU film still?
It is the most recent film, yes. They have released at least one series since.
Right. I always forget the series are part of the universe.
They will never stop.
Oh yeah, Deadpool said it best. Hugh Jackman.
90.
They got him there till he's 90.
Yeah.
I love that whole bit. Because it's true, because Hugh Jackman has like said multiple times, like, I'm done being Wolverine. He keeps coming back.
He's said he's been
he keeps
done
saying that. Oh,
as Wolverine like 3 times now, and he's come back for 3 movies. So I'm pretty sure Days of Future Past was supposed to be his final movie. Then he decided to do one last solo Wolverine. And then I guess now Disney as Deadpool said, open the checkbook up, and they got him back for this movie. I think this is the
Marvel cash.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be the final one.
There you go.
Look what I can do. I was putting you on the Enterprise so I can not have to worry about you tipping over. Go ahead, continue talking. I'll fix it. Maybe
Cindy's on her phone, so.
This isn't this isn't even the weirdest thing, because like when we did that really chaotic episode of 3DO a while back, we had one of our guests, Will, decided to take a trip to his parking garage in the middle of it.
That's fun.
Yeah, because didn't he start out that like literally with like no headphones, just talking on the phone?
He had no headphones, and we could hear it was like feedbacking really bad, so he had to go get his headphones out of his car, and then we got to see the whole adventure.
Oh, jeez.
I like that kind of stuff.
Episode, though.
But
you guys are balancing very precariously. Okay, sorry. Just talk. Don't look at me.
It's kind of hard to ignore, Cyndi.
I'm trying to be subtle about it.
So, Deadpool and Wolverine's one of those movies I didn't think would ever happen.
I didn't even think we were gonna get a Deadpool 3, like, period.
Yeah,
especially I didn't think we were. Fox went, you know.
Yeah, I love the fact that this movie shits on not only Fox, well, 20th Century Fox to be technical. It shits
so
on
funny.
20th Century Fox. It also shits on Disney themselves multiple times throughout the movie, which I think is really funny.
Oh yeah,
like well, Disney knows.
I can't believe they got away with so much of the stuff that they did.
You know why they got away with so much that they did? Because the MCU was not in a good place before this movie. Like, most of their projects had flopped hard, and I believe, so if I am correct, Deadpool and Wolverine had a budget of $200 million, and it made $1.338 billion. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's quite a big profit margin.
Yeah. They could say
tidy profit.
They could say whatever the hell they wanted. Disney got their money back, so I don't think Disney cares.
It was so exciting when we heard that this was a real thing. Remember when I was like, no, it's not real. It's not real. Like, and because it's Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, like,
yeah.
That's all your money right there.
The second I saw Hugh Jackman in the yellow, I was like, oh, yeah. This is all I wanted in life.
Yeah. 20 years.
Oh, I remember in the movie theater, like, I'm pretty sure that everybody, including the men, climaxed when he put on the old mask.
The mask on. Yeah. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, amazing. I loved it. Especially,
wonderful.
They did good.
Which is hilarious because I was not expecting. I was wondering how they got because I went into this completely blind. I did not see any spoilers or anything. I was very curious how they were going to get Wolverine in the film because the whole time I'm like, he died at the end of Logan. So I was like, I wonder how they're going to do this. And then I see Deadpool digging up his grave and I'm like, oh, okay, some weird shit. And then it's like, no, he's just going to defile his corpse and then move on to another plot. I see.
Well, luckily the MCU had already fucking, gone balls deep into the whole multiverse thing. So, and like played with like different timeline variants with Loki and all this other stuff. So like they had already set a precedent to be able to just pull a different Wolverine out of nowhere.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I'm like, oh, that's the Wolverine everybody loved and like grew up with, and Deadpool just ripped him apart and used him as a weapon.
Which is amazing. Like,
also,
I like little Wolverine. Little Wolverine.
Comic height accurate Wolverine.
It was so cute. Amazing. Oh my god.
I love how if I played Wolverine.
I also love how it starts where Deadpool's like, are we gonna really desecrate the wonderful happy ending that Logan had? Yes, we are.
Yep. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, Mary Poppins.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Dog.
And the whole thing with nice pool, like, nice. And he's the only one that isn't invincible. Like, I can't.
That was just beautiful. An excuse to get Ryan Reynolds' actual face in the movie for a few seconds.
Yeah.
He's like, can't I just look pretty once?
Yeah, right.
I love how they so there's no real like guide to this episode. We're kind of just going all over the place. Spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen the movie. Why are you watching this if you have not seen the movie? Moving on from that.
Yeah.
It's on streaming now. You have no excuse.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, why are you watching a review podcast of a movie you haven't seen at this point? So anyways, moving on. Yeah, so it's kind of there. This movie is interesting to me because it doesn't really have a there's a plot, but the plot is basically there just for the sake of having a plot. This movie is like 100% fan service, and that's perfectly fine. Like, usually I'm not a fan of like super fan service heavy movies because they usually generally tend to have no substance. This movie is kind of the exception because it's Deadpool and it kind of gets away with that. Because this movie is literally just like, have you been watching Marvel movies since the 90s? Well, you're gonna love every reference we throw in.
Oh, really? They dumped like
that's what made it great.
They dumped every Fox, Marvel, and MCU reference they possibly could into this. Like, just threw them all in a fucking big pot and stirred it up.
What'd you think of the toupee scene at the start where he staples a toupee on his head?
Honestly, I love that. When we saw that in theaters, like, and I saw him doing the used car salesman bit, like, I was kind of sitting there like, all right, where are we going with this? Because I don't know how I feel about this. Like, this whole, like, oh, I'm just done being Deadpool thing. But yeah, it ended up working out at the end. I enjoyed, especially the Honda Odyssey jokes.
Yeah.
Because
yep.
But we had a Honda Odyssey, and its name was Betsy.
Yep. And that bitch did fuck hat, didn't she? That I was dying in the theater because it's so true, dude. Like, because I didn't want it. I didn't want that Odyssey. I was so mad about it. I'm like, I look like this type of person, blah, blah, blah. But I fucking loved that thing at the end. I'd like to get another one, actually. And how many trips it made to and from Florida with your family? And then we took like a bunch of trips to and from Maine. He's so right. They fuck had.
Yeah.
And the only name for one is Betsy.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about it was the fucking automatic back doors. Which broke.
Yeah, when they make a lot of stuff automatic like that, it tends to cause problems. So,
wait, way to go! Look what I just found in my drawer.
Oh Lord! I don't even want it.
I
don't want it. I'm not gonna comment on that. But yeah.
Was that from Ron? Oh, did we lose Cyndi?
No, it broke. It broke the stream.
It broke Cyndi. What happened? Where'd she go?
Oh no!
Oh, she's back.
Oh, there you are.
I see you guys. Okay.
All right. Well,
that's what happens. We won't pull that out again.
Yeah, let's we'll move on from that.
Keep that where it is.
The government is watching us. That's why.
Maybe. Well, I did love the scene of him going from like all the different universes trying to find another Wolverine, and like we just get all these like different depictions, which I believe are all different comic interpretations of Wolverine.
Yeah, like I.
The one where he's like up on the X. He's like, "Are you okay?" Like,
I'm pretty sure that was the cover of an issue.
I believe it was.
I would say it's so familiar, like that whole thing, but I don't know. I can't remember.
He must have had so much fun playing Wolverine in this movie.
Well, he actually got to do shit that he never could have got to do, because I mean, how many movies did it take before he finally got an R-rated film, which was, I believe, Logan. Because all the other ones were PG-13. And I always remember vividly any scene with Wolverine doing Wolverine things, they would always like zoom him out into the back just to avoid getting the R rating.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like the first one where he really just got to fucking fuck shit up.
Go buck wild.
Which does happen a lot. Although I do love the Wolverine that we get that ends up being like the main one is like the pathetic one. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're going for the redemption story.
Which, like, I don't know what the actual thing was supposed to be, but apparently the whole, like, oh, my background of why I'm the worst Wolverine thing, like, that, like, changed a bunch of times and ended up being, like, kind of like the lame version in the end.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, during the production, like, there was when this movie was first being made, there was a good while where they didn't think they were going to get Hugh Jackman back, so they had to change, like, the plot, like, multiple times over production.
I would have loved it if they had, like, honestly, like, Like I had heard people like say that they would want this in the future if Hugh Jackman stopped being Wolverine. But now that I've actually seen Henry Cavill as Wolverine, I'm kind of into it. Kind of
Henry
about
Cavill's Wolverine now.
You didn't see him in the movie? The Cavalrine?
Oh, I must have missed it.
Huh. When it was the Wolverine when he was doing the little montage looking for Wolverines. He was the one working on the motorcycle.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that was Henry Cavill.
Huh.
Which apparently that scene made him like really sick because of like the cigar smoke and like I guess he like kept doing push-ups between takes to kind of make him kind of like bring out the muscles,
Because of the cigar smoke.
What?
That's like because of the cigar smoke. You said he got sick.
Yeah, because he was just sitting there puffing on the cigar though. Like,
yeah, don't be a bitch. You're a man. Look at him. You could puff a cigar. You'll be fine. Just once for like 6 hours. Come on.
It's not.
He shouldn't have gotten sick.
Cindy. It wasn't just once.
Oh.
And he was also working out between takes, so he was deprived of oxygen.
Look at him. See, don't pretend to be that type of guy if you can't be that type of guy. I'm just saying.
See, my brain was so just like confused by that.
Cindy.
I was so like my brain was in other places during that segment, so like I didn't realize that wasn't Hugh Jackman, to be honest.
Yeah, it fits. It fits. You didn't even notice.
Well, it's weird because when I think Henry Cavill, I think Superman. So
that's fair.
That's
also why they made the joke. They say we'll treat you way better than those fucks down the street. He was talking about DC.
Oh, see, I thought they were just making fun of Fox again. To be perfectly honest.
That makes sense. Speaking of Fox, what was your favorite like throwback superhero, like pre-MCU superhero that they throw in there?
So this is the one thing I got spoiled by. I knew about the Chris Evans cameo. That being said, though, like when he pops up and they like highlight on like the red and white, I was like, oh, okay, they were really going for this like bait and switch here.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he's a completely different character though when he's not playing Steve Rogers. I was like, wow, they just let him do whatever for this one.
For real. Like it reminded me a little bit more of like his character in Scott Pilgrim, where he was just like kind of unhinged.
Yeah. See, to me, the thing that I thought was hilarious was the fact that they kill him almost immediately, and I was like, damn, like that was a quick cameo. And then Deadpool like lampshades it by literally going, yeah, we can't have him around. Think of the budget.
Yeah. You know what he was doing to the budget? Poor kid. He's like 50.
I like Azazel. He's not a good guy, but I've always liked him. I always like the whole
what?
Yeah. Azazel. He's not a good guy, but he's one of my favorites. Sorry, I was trying to remember his name. I checked out in the conversation and I thought we were still on that. My bad.
I don't know who you're talking about though.
Azazel. He's the guy that like poofs. He's like a devil. He looks like a demon, and he poofs back and forth.
Red Nightcrawler. Gotcha. I didn't know his name.
I thought I didn't either. I couldn't remember because I knew it was like it sounded like a demon, and I couldn't remember what its name was. But now I know.
Gotcha.
Now you know.
Gotcha.
Just fucking Red Nightcrawler. Get out. He was cool shit too.
One of my favorite jokes was when they go to what's the villain's name again? I forget her name already.
Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, when they go to Cassandra Nova's little like hideout thing, I love the scene when the Ant-Man mask opens up and they're like, "Oh look, Paul Rudd finally aged."
It's just a skull.
Yeah, I was like, that was good.
That was really like interesting.
I liked all the like random like characters from X-Men that were just like sprinkled in. Like some of them you didn't even notice if you weren't paying attention. Like the Wolverine chick from X2 was there. They didn't put like any focus on her, but you could see her with her finger claws at one point. And like I was trying to think, like obviously we had like Toad and Sabretooth.
Yeah, Sabretooth lasted a whole like 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, he finally took his head off, like he said he was going to.
I love the scene too, like when they first Deadpool and Wolverine first fight, and Deadpool's like, "All right, here you go, all you comic book nerds. You're gonna fucking get off right now." I was just like, "Oh boy,
get out your special sock, nerds."
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ! Imagine the kids that like accidentally watched that. Well, the parents that accidentally let their kids watch this one.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. We watched it with Xander.
Hey. Yeah, but everything you've told me about him, he's more mature than most kids his age. So
yeah, and he's practically a teenager anyway. So whatever.
I mean, like the young, like
I don't want to talk
like
about
young
that.
kids.
He's a good boy.
Yes, we know Xander's a very lovely child, teenager.
What do you think of the giant like 20th Century Fox logo they just had buried in the sand, like Planet of the Apes?
Well, that was wonderful. I loved that.
It's like, wow, they're just like Disney really bought all that shit and was like, let's just like completely just middle fingers everywhere.
Did we lose Cyndi again?
She might be lagging a bit.
No. I know what it is. I figured out what it is. Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Oh, I can't see you guys, but it's Xander was texting me, and when he texts me, it like I don't know, my phone's not strong enough.
No. That's actually a problem with StreamYards when if the message gets interrupted on the phone when you're coming in via the phone, it will disconnect briefly.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. But it's weird because you guys are fine. Like I hear you and see you until I come back, and then you guys go away for a second. It's weird.
Oh, that's weird.
But it's my phone doing the thing. Very strange. Anyways.
So what did you think of Cassandra Nova as a villain?
I thought she was freaking wild. Like
I love her.
She was.
I want to be her. Yeah.
This is the scene where she rips off the scene where she rips off Johnny Storm's skin. I was like, what the fuck?
I love that.
Like Cyndi, do you have your TV on?
No. Wait, why?
Because I'm hearing something.
Like what?
This sounds like TV.
No way. Is it on?
You know, it's weird.
No, it's not.
It sounds like it's us like reverbing back.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I noticed it only happens after we talk.
Oh, okay.
But how? Because see, now things happened. But how? Because like I have a mic and the thingies. How could you guys be reverbing?
I don't know. I guess it would depend on how high your volume is.
It's not. They're in my ears. Whoa, what's happening? All right. I don't like the internet. I want a phone holder. No, I didn't do that.
Anyways, Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, she was violent and I kind of liked it.
Oh yeah, and extremely like vulgar.
Well, I know nothing about Marvel comics pretty much, so I kind of just have to go with everything.
See, I don't know.
Well, I never heard about No Sister. She should be, because she is disgustingly violent, and it's the hand thing in the head. Oh, I love that. And the actress herself is really creepy. Yeah, I like the actress.
Yeah, because you knew her from The Crown.
Yeah, and to see her like go from like Princess Diana to this bitch, like that's a good actress.
And you know she fucking loved that role. Like she was fucking eating those lines up.
Yeah, and she fucking has like she could like do the bald, shiny, soft bald. I've never seen a chick be able to pull the smooth bald off. Like, how did she do that?
Yeah.
Probably because of the psycho thing she was doing with her eyes.
Yeah,
amazing. I wish that I hope she's a real character and there should be more on her. I want to look that up. gonna write that down.
So when part of the reason why I've been wanting to read the X-Men comics.
So when you click on her, oh, that is weird. I'm still trying to figure out what's causing that background noise. Are you still hearing it, Matt, or is it just me?
No, I'm still hearing it. I'm just trying to ignore it.
What? Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck, I'm attached to it.
She may have figured it
out. Is it gone?
Is it gone?
Nope, it's still there.
Oh, then I have no clue.
I don't know.
There's nothing. There's a truck going by, but you guys should hear that too.
I just don't understand where it's coming from because it's like whenever we speak, the problem is whenever I'm talking. What happened?
No, it's Matt's room. It's where he is. It's very, you know what I'm talking about, Matt. It's very echo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well,
oh, good. I'm glad it's not me. It's not my fault. This time.
I'm having problems talking because like I can't hear myself talk.
Really? It's that loud?
Yeah, it's like blasting me in the ears.
I don't hear that at all.
I mean, it's like underlying for me, but it's not like I can move past it if I need to. It's just
I don't hear what you're hearing at all.
That's why I feel like it's coming on your end because you'd be hearing it otherwise.
All right, sorry about that technical difficulties. I think we fixed it.
We burned some stage and expelled the demons. It should be good to go.
I moved crystals actually.
It's a Geek Addicts tradition. We always have weird audio problems. So,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, nothing beats the guy cutting up the tree outside during the one episode we were recording.
Oh yeah, that was a bad day.
I can imagine.
So we were talking about. I think you were talking about you were looking into Cassandra Nova and her canon.
So she is a canon character because if you go on her Wikipedia page, there is comic book art. So
how old is like how old of a character is she?
This one's from 2018. I believe her first appearance was in 2001 in the new X-Men.
Okay.
So she's been around for a while.
I thought it was a thing that I thought that Juggernaut was Xavier's brother.
I don't know anything about Marvel other than a bit of Spider-Man knowledge, so your guess is as good as mine.
Maybe his mom was a hoe.
I mean, possible.
Apparently they were twins in the womb. So.
Oh yeah, isn't that fun? Well, the bald head and all, gives it away.
My question is she bald because she's bald, or is that just a thing she does?
Well, if you're going by the movie lore of X-Men, like Charles wasn't bald from the start. He had hair in like First Class, and then he lost his hair in Apocalypse?
Yeah. I was just wondering if that was like well, he had hair in First Class. He also had hair in Days of Future Past. And then it's just gone by Apocalypse, and I'm like, is that just a choice thing? Is it like Bald Picard?
Well, it was
in that one episode.
It was the thing in Apocalypse where like he I don't know, he was being attacked by Apocalypse in some way, shape, or form, and he lost his hair for some reason.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like a weird situation, like in Star Trek Nemesis, where like there's that old picture of Picard in the Academy days. They're like, look, it's like a perfect match, and it's like, why was he bald in that photo? It's like you ask the question. It's like
it's so weird.
But
yes, I liked her very much as a villain. She worked very well. Deliciously creepy.
And because she didn't pull no like, okay, I'm gonna be a good person now. None of that. She just.
Oh yeah, she had.
Yeah,
I think
bad.
I think TV tropes refers to it as the idea is it's heel turn. So heel turn face is when like the villain basically changes from villain to like hero. Hers is like heel turn face door slam, where it's like she changes briefly and then it goes nope, like right at the last minute.
Well, I wouldn't even say that she changed. It was more like she just kind of she did them one solid because they did her a solid, and it was just her evening out the scales.
Yeah, it was like a redemption fake out.
No, yeah, exactly. Fake out because she already had a plan. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But she was still gonna go do what she was gonna do.
Well, I think what
didn't
happened
matter
was she was perfectly content staying in the void, and then she found out she was being double crossed, and then she was like, "Well, fuck this."
Yeah, that's why I like her.
We should probably talk. So after they get the first time they're at her lair, which is shaped like Ant-Man for some reason.
Because it is Ant-Man.
I guess, yeah. They end up going to this weird valley that just has good pool. I'm chilling.
Yeah, nice pool and a
nice pool.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, dog pool.
Oh,
dog pool is an actual character in the comics, by the way.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Like
every scene with dog pool in it was just wonderful.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I like to we get them on road tripping in the car, and then of course we get another Wolverine Deadpool fight where they just beat the shit out of each other.
Amazing. And they're just the way he's tied up at the end when
the fucking seatbelt.
The seatbelts like a mummy.
It's amazing.
And then we got the mother of all like fan service cameos.
It was amazing.
When I saw Wesley Snipes pop out, I was like, "Oh, it's Blade." Remember Blade?
Yep.
Oh, dude, he looked. I forgot. I used to love Blade when I was a kid. My brothers watched it all the time, and it was good. Even my dad earlier said it.
I love the subtle dig where like Deadpool's like, "Oh, Blade, where have you been? I thought you were retired," implying that he was in jail for a little bit. We also
Cyndi,
had
what?
Could you just like move the mic away from your mouth a little bit? It keeps picking up your breath.
I keep doing that, and then I feel like I'm. Wait, tell me right here.
We can hear you perfectly fine if it's a little ways away.
Wow, it's like really good, huh? Can you hear me now?
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
A little ASMR.
We also had who was the we had from Daredevil, we had
Elektra.
That wonderful scene of being like Deadpool being like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about Daredevil," and she's like, "It's okay."
Yep, which I love that like the meta jokes like that are amazing.
Well, they weren't gonna get Ben Affleck for a cameo like that. That's for sure.
Well, it was also like the joke there is because she was married to Ben Affleck, and then
right,
got divorced.
Right,
and they got divorced, so that's when she was like, "Yeah, it's fine."
And then we had this one was really cool, like a cool meta thing. We had Channing Tatum as Gambit, which, for those who don't know, there was a Gambit movie in production that just never went anywhere, and he was actually tied to it for a long time. So he finally got to play the character, and I like how they kind of they act like, "Oh yeah, I was born in the void because my movie never happened."
I might have been born here. I don't know.
I think he was amazing as Gambit.
Oh no, he did a great job.
I can't imagine someone better. Like his performance. Like we've talked to some people who have seen it, and they were like, I don't know about him. Like, it didn't really work for me. It was like, no, I feel like you couldn't have gotten anybody better for like that kind of personality.
I don't know how a full movie would have done, just because I'm not sure Gambit's a strong enough character to carry a full movie.
I think it depended on who else was in it. Because I mean, that's the thing with X-Men is like no one. I mean, except for Wolverine, just because it's Wolverine. But like, you can't really do a movie about any one X-Men character and have it just them. It has to be other X-Men characters involved.
Well, yeah, because Wolverine's kind of the exception. Because I mean, hell, Marvel would just put him on comic books. He wasn't even in, just to sell comics back in the day. Yeah, I thought he was fun though. And then we had the girl that played X-13 or whatever, or
X-23.
X-23.
Laura.
She came back from Logan, and they all were fun. Like they were very much fan service bit parts because we never really got a payoff with any of them.
Well, we did with Laura because she was in the end scene at the little party at Deadpool's house.
True, she was technically from that universe though, so I think it makes
that is true.
sense.
That is true.
I don't know. I think it sucks because now I want to see more of all of them.
Well, I mean, there was that great scene where there is another Blade film in production right now, and the scene where Wesley Snipes goes, "There's only one Blade," and then it cuts to Deadpool giving like the side eye, like, yeah, okay, buddy.
But we'll see because we didn't actually see any of them die. And like at the end, like Deadpool was like, "Hey, some people helped us from the void. You should probably, get them out of there." So, never know. I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to see Elektra again, but
well, yeah, because there's a whole new Daredevil that's completely separate from that movie.
Yeah, because that's coming out next year. Actually, there was I don't know if it happened for you when we watched it. There was like a bunch of it was like a showcase of all the stuff that's coming out next year for Disney, and one of them was the new Daredevil.
Oh, see, there was that. I skipped it because I'm like, I don't care.
Well, I was just curious. I didn't know what was coming, but
I'm gonna watch it.
Fair.
I might.
I forget where we left off. What was it? Where they were meeting all them?
Well, we had the scene where we've kind of gotten back to like they've now reappeared with Cassandra Nova, and they have the whole reason they got the group is because they had to steal Juggernaut's helmet just so that they could block out the mind powers.
Waves. Yeah.
The thing that sucks about all of it is because of like all these little stories that are in it, like so boom, 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 so fast. You don't get a lot of the action you wish you could have. Like little Laura taking down the Juggernaut and getting his helmet.
It was really quick.
I wish we had like a whole half-hour thing on that.
They blew a lot of the budget on having the Deadpool Wolverine fights. More of those.
Not to mention the Deadpool horde.
We'll get to them.
I love that.
So eventually they do get to there's a whole scene where like she's like trying to like probe Logan's mind, and Logan actually kind of like they have a heart-to-heart kind of thing, and that's when she gets trapped in the helmet, and then what's his name from down there shows up and shoots her multiple times.
Pyro.
Yeah, and then
my favorite was in that scene where he like comes out and it's just like, "Oh, every day fetch this Pyro," and then Wolverine just punches him out. It's like, nah, not everybody gets a speech.
Not everyone gets a speech. But of course, she then pulls out after they take the helmet off her. She does end up. She cuts them one slack. The only like nice thing she does in the movie. And she pulls out Doctor Strange's ring just because she has that. Yeah. And she's like, here's your portal back. By the way, it's probably going to only last about 40 seconds and you're about to die. So have fun.
Yeah. Better jump in quick.
Yeah. So then they end up back in the X-Men universe, and they land right on the car that Peter's trying to sell.
Yep. Peter Pool. That was amazing.
And then, of course, we get introduced to the Deadpool horde, which is an actual thing in the comics. Like there actually was a comic called the Deadpool Force, and like a bunch of those characters, like particularly Lady Deadpool, Headpool, Dogpool, like they're all from that book. But a fun fact: Lady Pool was played by Blake Lively. I found that out after I watched the movie.
And Kid Pool and Baby Pool were their kids.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yep. Yeah.
And Matthew McConaughey. Wasn't he the cowboy?
Yeah, he was the cowboy Deadpool. But yeah, it was really funny when you find out that Kid Pool is actually their kid. And that one scene where Kid Pool is like, "Oh yeah, if you get Wolverine's dick out of your mouth."
Yeah.
She said that to her dad. Like,
well, yeah, because he makes the joke at the start. He's like, "That one's nasty." We also get the joke about when Wolverine puts on the mask. He's like, "You got your blowjob handles out."
Yeah, that was perfect. And that whole action scene of them just cutting through the whole horde was amazing.
I forget who's the one that punches out Lady Deadpool? Because it'd be really funny if it was Ryan Reynolds.
No, it was Wolverine.
No, it was Wolverine.
I was like,
stabs her through the middle a bunch.
I was like, that would have been odd to see, but yeah, that whole scene is very entertaining. I do love the scene too, where a nice pool gets like fucking blown up, and he's like, "All right, regenerate." He's like, "Regena what?" He's like, "How was I supposed to know he doesn't regenerate?"
He's literally the only Deadpool that doesn't regenerate.
Yeah. I love too how Wolverine's like, "You are a real piece of shit," you know that?
Well, to be fair, like the two people that he got killed is like, well, in both cases, it was like not really his fault.
Well, we'll get to the Johnny Storm one later because that stinger at the end is one of the best parts of the movie. Mm-hmm. The nice pool though, that was just funny because I love how once his head gets blown off, he's like, "It's okay, you'll be fine." It's like, it's a shame that he had his accident. It's like, accident, you mean murder? He's like, "That's not important right now."
Yeah, I love when he's just like, "Oh God, a donut cart over there. Those are practically portable hospitals."
Yeah.
If I could just get you over there, you'll be fine.
I like the idea of how they filmed that scene because that they literally that had to obviously be filmed in 2 takes, and it was basically just Ryan Reynolds yelling at himself.
I mean, not necessarily. They could have had somebody else in the mask Deadpool, and then he could have voiced over the lines later.
It's possible. Usually they'll just do like a splice and they'll have like both on screen at once. But
because I did learn that it actually wasn't Ryan Reynolds who did the NSYNC dance.
I can imagine that probably.
Somebody else was wearing the suit for that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It was like an actual like professional dancer who did that.
Every good fucking opinion I had about that movie is gone. It's gone. I am distraught.
In fact, I'm leaving this call.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta go. My rag broke. Oops.
That being said, I love the soundtrack in this movie. There's so
the soundtrack slaps.
I agree.
The scene at the end, like right at the climax where Iris starts playing, I'm just like, yeah, I love this.
Yep. Yeah, fucking. But yeah, like a prayer playing while they're doing the fucking making the circuit or whatever. Like that was great. Yeah. And then when his fucking whole like top part of his suit just explodes and it's just all fucking oiled up muscles. Like,
yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Like they had to have somebody fucking oiling up Hugh Jackman throughout that entire movie because he was just always sleek at all times.
Could you imagine being like, what do you do for a living? I rub oil on Hugh Jackman all day long.
Well, there was the scene earlier, like way back in the movie, where when they first bring Deadpool into their the office where all the meta shit's happening. And Deadpool's like, "That guy over there, he's checking me out. Totally that guy." And the whole guy's like, "What are you doing now?" He's like, "I'm calling HR."
He's like, Does your wife work in HR?
And when he's falling on him,
he's just smiling.
And the ass is coming towards him. Oh, the
Also
whole scene where he's getting suited for the
and
costume.
he's like, your tailor, great at his job, also a predator. Like the amount of times nut grabs that were in that shot, like holy fuck.
Yeah. And never did find out why Thor was crying.
Yeah, we never did.
Even though that's literally it's just a photoshopped scene from Thor Dark World.
Yeah. But that makes it funnier.
Yep. But I mean, who knows? Because I don't know 100% if it's definitely going to happen. But apparently, like Deadpool is supposed to appear in other MCU products going forward. I don't know if he's going to be in like Doomsday or anything, but
it's not going to be
see.
Ryan Reynolds though, from what I heard.
We'll see. Nobody else can get away with it.
Well, I mean, no one else can really get away with Wolverine either, but we'll see.
Well, I don't know. Henry Cavill.
They can get away with dancing for them.
That's different.
I don't believe anything anymore.
Also, I love the fact too, like we skipped over it, but the fact that the horde of Deadpools was disarmed by Tim showing up.
Oh, Peter.
Peter. I don't know where Tim
Peter.
Peter.
We all have a Peter.
Yeah. Everybody shows up just like Peter's one of the greatest guys in the whole universe.
You guys notice the guy that like sticks his hand in his mouth when they're like picking him up and he just sticks his hand in like
How about Peter's bulge?
Oh, amazing.
Peter's bulge.
Like
I love the scene too when after they save the world, they're all like arguing and he's like, no, this one's from our universe, and he's like, you can call me Peter. I hope you call me Peter. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, that's too funny. And look at the scene where like Wolverine gets up to go over to the donut cart and he's just holding Dogpool and everyone just ceases fire and just waits for him to walk by.
Yeah, I like that too. They're like, wait, don't shoot.
It's amazing.
Then there was also the scene at the end where they're chilling and they're chilling after the fight and just eating, and he's like, so do you think we'll see each other again? Logan's like, probably not. See you, bub, and walks away.
Yep. But I mean, who knows? Like we said, he said it 3 times and he came back every time. So it's not impossible. I mean, the way this movie ended, it did feel kind of final. I mean, so did Logan, but
it seemed like a final like signing off for the Fox Marvel universe.
Yeah, because
they all got their happy ending, like everything.
Which I get, but like I get it, but I don't know. Like I mean, there's things to like about both, but I really like the Fox Marvel universe from back in the day.
Like, well, it was mostly just the X-Men universe because I don't think the Fantastic Four or Daredevil were actually combined with it. But,
well, I mean, they didn't have like crossovers, but
the way this movie kind of implies that they're not the same universe.
True, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like the whole like Fox verse. I mean, I'm sure if the MCU hadn't gone in the direction they did and like kind of taken up all the spotlight and Fox kind of went downhill with all their superhero movies, I'm sure eventually they would have tried to do something like that. But at the time, like superhero movies weren't really taken like super seriously. And by the time they were, all the actors who were in all those old movies, with the exception of X-Men, were just kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
All set with that. Like I can't see Ben Affleck ever coming back as Daredevil. Like
no. And he didn't even last past like he didn't even get to have a solo Batman movie, so
right. So I don't know.
That being said though, the credits, I absolutely loved the little like homage to all the old like behind the scenes footage from making all of the Fox X-Men movies.
I'll be totally honest with you. Cyndi and I saw this movie in theaters, and when that started, like I kind of welled up a little bit. Like I don't know if it's just getting nostalgic in my old age, but
I just found it really weird. Like in the middle of that, there's a random Scarlett Johansson clip. I'm like, what? I was like, that's random.
It was?
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, the scene where she dies, like right before she falls into the pit. It just like showed that really quick, and I was like, was that like a sign off?
That's weird.
Like it seems so random. Like in the group.
That's like the only MCU thing that must have been shown.
Yeah, they showed a good amount of stuff though. Like it was cool that they kind of acknowledged.
No, they showed Hawkeye too, I think.
Oh.
At one point at the end thing. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was cool though. They showed like clips from like all of the movies they made. Fox made, like, they were clips from the Fantastic Four movies. They even showed that awful Fan Four Stick movie they made. Daredevil clips.
I don't know if you ever like. I don't know if this is just me, but when you watch like the newer X-Men movies or like Logan or anything like that, you're like, yeah, this is how Wolverine has always looked. Like you see him and you just kind of have that like image, like, yeah, he like hasn't aged. And then you go back and like you see like the clips from the old X-Men movies and you're like, holy shit, he aged. Like
I forgot how
a baby.
Yeah, I forgot how
baby.
Yeah, like I forgot how lanky he was in the first X-Men movie. Like he's fucking ripped in this movie, but in the original one he was like lanky and skinny. I was like, that's so weird to watch now.
It's so bizarre. Like I was actually talking about this when we were watching it earlier today, but like I don't know if it's just because I watched the movies when I was a kid, but like I had this like image of Logan as like, oh yeah, he's like an older dude. You know, back in like, you know, with the early X-Men movies, and like going back and watching them now, I'm like, holy shit, like he's a baby. Like he's looking up.
Well, that's it. It's like we've always been this many years younger than him. We've grown up and watched, so he's always been like the same age to us, looked the same, because we aged with him 20 years behind or whatever. It's crazy.
Funny is he actually looks younger in this movie than he did in Logan, but he was supposed to be really old in Logan.
Yeah, well, Logan is supposed to take place like later than now.
Yeah, it's based off the Old Man Logan storyline, which was its own specific thing. What's funny is though, when you think back on it, like people were like very skeptical of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine when he was first announced way back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, because he was like a complete no name, like last minute audition casting.
Yeah, and it's crazy now that like literally nobody can like picture anybody else, to the point where even the comics are like they've basically based all designs off of him at this point.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But yeah, like I don't know, like I have a special connection to the X-Men. I don't, maybe it is because of the live action movies from back in the day, but like that's like the superhero group I think of when I think superhero groups. Like Avengers is fine.
Oh yeah.
You know, Justice League is fine, but
I'm a DC guy, so like
X-Men was my thing.
Oh, the thing's back.
Oh. Lovely. Yeah, it's crazy though. Like, just this feels kind of like the end, and I'm not sure where they go next. I mean, it all depends on how the next wave for Marvel goes.
Yeah, we'll see how things go with them trying to kind of resurrect the X-Men and Fantastic Four and all that. But
well, I mean, Fantastic Four, that was already kind of dead, so a remake will be fine. But
yeah,
X-Men, that's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I feel like X-Men is so established. I mean, they already did like a recast when they did like the whole First Class thing and kind of restarting the timeline there. So like doing it again, like who the hell are they going to get for Professor X now? Like they're just going to bring James McAvoy back?
Just get Patrick Stewart. Just make it Patrick Stewart.
I mean, he came back in the Doctor Strange movie.
He did.
Briefly.
But like, I vote James McAvoy as the follow-up for when Patrick is, gone to the next world.
That's fair.
Because eventually it's going to happen.
I'm just saying, I think if Hugh Jackman decides he's done, Henry Cavill is the best option we got. I can't think of anybody else who would work.
True. Well, I mean, physically, yeah, we haven't heard him actually like act though yet. That was my only hesitance.
Well, I mean, just the look. Like he's got the look down.
Fair.
And just based on like his acting style, I think he'd be able to pull it off.
Possibly. I'm hoping he doesn't suffer from the Superman curse where like I swear every Superman actor, like they just kind of get stuck forever as Superman because whenever people see him, they go, look, it's Superman.
Well, that's the thing though, is like I feel I don't know. I just feel personally like Henry Cavill is the kind of guy who should be playing like the gruff, tough kind of guy, and not like, no offense, Bill, but like white bread Superman.
They just didn't know how to write
White bread.
Nobody knows how to write the damn guy. That's the reason why everyone doesn't understand him.
That's fair. But no, honestly,
we forgot to mention the stinger after the credits.
Oh yes, that when you learn that Deadpool actually didn't do anything wrong as far as Johnny Storm was.
Oh yeah, he said everything.
And you know what's funny is I think that from what I saw, I think that little stinger at the end, like, had to be like that was like Chris Evans' like condition for being in the movie. It's like they had to have that stinger at the end.
Or he wasn't the all-American good boy.
Yeah, he just wanted to go off on that huge fucking like dirty tangent.
I just love how it ends with Ryan Reynolds being like, "Up yours," and just like walks off screen.
Yeah, it's great. I loved it. I don't know. I just loved everything about this movie. Like I feel like between the Spider-Man movie and this movie, like these kinds of big ensemble, like let's bring back all these old things. Like I don't know what they'd be able to do next and make it work, but God damn it if I don't want to see more stuff like this.
To me,
that's what makes me hate it. It's just because I want more.
To be honest, to me, like, I'm not primarily a Marvel fan, so like when I watch this movie, I could tell a lot that this was very much desperation on Disney's part, because they were struggling there for a while. Thankfully, though, the people behind the movie really made a great movie.
Agreed. It's definitely one of my top like comic book movies.
It's up there. It's kind of bad though, because like now I'm looking at the slate of movies, and I'm like, I'm just not interested in any of them.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens when they. I mean, I'm still gonna keep up. Like I started watching Agatha all along, just like the newest Marvel series, just for the sake of like, you know, I'm already caught up. I might as well stay caught up, you know. But I mean, I can't say I'm particularly excited for anything that's coming, except for like when they actually do bring the X-Men back. I like to see what form that takes, and if I like it. I don't think I'll like it as much as I did with the old ones, just because nostalgia. But honestly, I with the record that Marvel's had in the past few years, I just feel like even looking at it objectively, I don't think it'll be up to snuff. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think that should be good for this one. Yeah, so we had a good hour 13 out of this one. It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
But yeah, once again, guys, thank you for joining us on Geek Addicts. You can find Geek Addicts on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. You can also find us over on the Superpod Network. That is superpodnetwork.com, an awesome website full of a bunch of podcasters. We have tons of shows, videos, blogs going on over there. And you can check out all of our other shows like Superpod Saga, Super Ghost Radio, Retro Rehab, Tommy's Video Game Ride Along, A Novel Console, Bar Silence, Fine Time, the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast, Remember 64, Gaming Together, Friday Night Gamecast, and then, of course, our three shows, Gaming and Collecting, 3DO Experience, Geek Addicts, and, of course, the Retro Wildlands, and Press B to cancel. And with that, everybody, we will see you all later.
Have a good one.
Bye.